So this question says, a tungsten filament light bulb is connected to a 10 millivolt test voltage, and at that point a current of 400 microamperes is measured. Okay, so I've got a bulb, and what it says is that if you connect 10 millivolt across this, at that time if you put a ammeter somewhere in series here, and if you measure the current, it says that the current is 400 microamp. Okay, so what is the Thevenin equivalent of this light bulb? How can I find it? What would be the Thevenin equivalent? Will there be a voltage source here in the Thevenin equivalent? No, the light bulb does not have any power source inside it, right? So there is no voltage. Voltage will come out to be 0, VTH or VOC. But what would be RTH in this case? It says if you apply 10 millivolt, 400 microamp floors. That means RTH in this case come out to be 10 upon right, so 25 ohm. Okay, then it says that the bulb is now connected to 100 volt supply. Okay, and now when you are measuring current, it is saying it is 363 milliampere. What is the Thevenin equivalent in this state? What would be the Thevenin equivalent now? (302.5 ohm). Then question says, why is the Thevenin equivalent of the light bulb apparently dependent on test conditions? And what implications does this have if we need to analyze a circuit containing the light bulb? So understand the question here. Okay, so we have the same light bulb. It is the same light bulb, right? And we notice that in one test condition, it gave us some other Thevenin equivalent. And in another test condition, if we connected it to a larger voltage, it has given us some other Thevenin equivalent, right? So why is this Thevenin equivalent dependent on test condition? It should not be dependent on test conditions, right? You should have one single Thevenin equivalent which should be unique, because that is the assumption with which we find Thevenin equivalent, and we say, okay, now instead of this light bulb, if I consider as if that there is just this RTH connected to the circuit anywhere, it simplifies my entire calculation. But in this case, what we are noticing is that it is dependent on test conditions. Firstly, why? Right? And now what do we have to keep in mind if we wanted to use this particular light bulb in any circuit? What should we keep in mind? So can you give some sort of understanding or some sort of insight on why do you think this happened? The filament, of course, the filament temperature is going to change when more amount of current is going to flow, right? So we can say that the increase in current, that means it was earlier just 400 microampere, but then it became 363 milliampere. Okay? This causes a change in filament temperature, because it's a tungsten filament light bulb, right? So if the temperature changes, and as a result the resistance also increases, right? That is what we measured. We found that the resistance has actually increased. This means that Thevenin equivalent, it should apply to a specific current in a particular circuit. Okay, and because you notice that this light bulb is not a linear device, the light bulb not linear, it's a non-linear element, because its resistance is very sensitive to change in temperature, and that temperature change, just because we replaced 10 millivolt test volt with 100 volt, right? And significantly the resistance has changed. That means this light bulb is exhibiting a non-linear behavior. And if it is exhibiting a non-linear behavior, then we cannot use Thevenin equivalent. Remember, because when can you use Thevenin equivalent? The foundation is that it is a linear circuit. and all the elements in it are linear elements, right? Only then you can use superposition or Thevenin equivalent. Just in the same way, if you had a normal circuit, right? And if I asked you to find current, or if I asked you to find voltage using superposition, of course you can find this using superposition in any general circuit, not in this particular question, right? But can you find power using superposition? You can find linear elements, linear components, linear responses using superposition. Can you compute power using superposition? As in, if I said I have a circuit like this, okay, and there are two sources, and we have done this kind of a question earlier. We said, okay, uh, uh, current in this branch can be found using superposition, as if current just if this was if so this source was there, or current if just this source was there, and you add them two up and you say, okay, that is the current in this branch. But if I now say calculate the power dissipated in this resistor, can you calculate that power using superposition? We can't. Why? Why we can't? Because power is proportional to V square or I square, right? It is not linearly dependent on V and I. So we cannot say that, okay, power dissipated due to this source plus power dissipated in this resistor due to this source, that should be the total source. We cannot use superposition in non-linear conditions. We cannot compute non-linear elements or non-linear parameters using superposition, nor can we use superposition or Thevenin equivalent in non-linear circuits. Next question. Next question says, find the Thevenin equivalent across x dash. This is x dash, this. Okay, so you know that Thevenin equivalent depends on the terminals across which you are looking in, right? That means Thevenin equivalent across x dash will be something else. Thevenin equivalent across y dash will be something else, right? Because different elements are then going to come in parallel or series. So right now in the question it says find the Thevenin equivalent across this pair of terminals, x dash. So what will you do? You will redraw this circuit firstly, so that it is convenient to observe. Okay, so we want to redraw it as x dash, because this makes it just easier to visualize. Okay, so x dash, I'm just redrawing it, means there is 50 ohm resistor here. Okay, I'm redrawing it across these two pair of terminals. Then in parallel with it there is a 10 ohm resistor and 88 volt battery. Okay, so 10 ohm and 88 volt battery is in series. Then there is this 20 ohm. Okay, and then there is this 20 ohm and 40 ohm. This together is in series. Okay, like this. And then 40 ohm, parallel to 40 ohm, you have this 1 ampere source. Okay, so I have just redrawn so that it is convenient and simple to interpret. So what should be VTH? VTH is the open circuit voltage across this point, right? So Vx dash, like potential across these 2 points. That is what is Vx dash. That is VTH or VOC. How do you find that? Let's use KCL, simplest possible tool. Right? So let me call this node as, you can use anything, okay? You can use superposition, whatever you like. It is up to you. Watch which tool you want to use to compute Vxs. I'm just using KCL. So let me name this as V2. Node potential here is V1, V2. So I'm going to use KCL. This is what I'm calling node 1. So let me just give some random directions of current. So let's say And so now do you see here that if I can find V2, that is only Vxx, right? This node. This is only VOC. So if I get two linear equations and if I solve and I can find V2, that is what is my Vxx. That is VOC. So I'm going to write KCL here. So at node 1, incoming currents equal to outgoing currents. So incoming is 1. 1 is equal to outgoing. V1 minus V2 upon 20 plus V1 by 40. This is equal to 1. You simplify this, you should get something like 3V1 minus 2V2 equal to 40. This is one linear equation, equation number 1. Using KCL at node number 2, incoming currents equal to outgoing currents. So incoming current was what? This one. So V1 minus V2 upon 20 is equal to outgoing current V2 upon 50 plus V2 minus 88 upon 10. Right? Solve it a little bit more. You will reduce it into 5V1 minus 17V2 is equal to minus 880. This is equation number 2. Solve 1 and 2 should give you, note that I'm not interested in V1 at all, right? Just tell me what will be V2. You have calculator with you. You can even use an online equation solver, right? Let's check it on false start. So I've made this circuit, the same circuit which I gave you in the numerical, I've made it here in false start. So what voltage am I trying to measure? Node voltage here, right? So let me take a voltmeter probe. 69.2 देखिए 69.268 आना चाहिए. How will you find RTH? You don't have any dependent sources, so the easiest thing to do here will be to short these things out. So I'll just remove this, replace it with the wire, and this I need to open it. Okay, and now that means 20 and 40 are in series. 20 plus 40 parallel 10 parallel 50. So my Thevenin equivalent, my RTH is 40 plus 20 parallel क्या था? 10 parallel 50, which has given us 7.3 ohms. That means my Thevenin equivalent looks something like this. Across x dash, right? 69.3 volt. Note that in this question it said find across x dash. So now take it as a homework. Find the Thevenin equivalent across y dash. And then check your result, cross check your answer with false start. Simulate it on false start and see what you get. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you on Monday. Have a nice weekend. Bye.